What is going on, everybody? We got a brand new set coming out called Chaotic Soldiers. I would read it from Konami's site right here, but Konami, man, your site is not very good. Over here, there's all these cards that came out in the box. Say I want to look up Thunder End Dragon, is what they call it on here. I click it. It does not tell me what's going on. So we're going to go on to the Duel Links Meta website. A million times better. Shout out to Duel Links Meta. Make sure you guys check out this site. And let's get into this. Let's try to make this a quick video. I know you guys don't want to sit through a 20-minute reading of every single card. So I'll just let you guys know the good cards, and we'll move on from that. Archwing Black Skull Dragon's one of the URs. It's basically Red Eyes support. You can target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and inflict damage, so it's pretty good burn. But I'm not sure, but if you can fusion summon it with Red Eyes Fusion, it might be pretty decent. But you're gonna need a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, so it'll be kind of interesting. Might want to use that card. Main card you're gonna want to use is Thunder End Dragon. Once per turn, you can detach one Exceed material from this card, destroy all other monsters on the field, aka Blue Eyes support right there. Like, we need more Blue Eyes support. Make that deck even more top tier. So the way that this card's gonna work: special summon your 2 Blue Eyes to the field, exceed them together, uses a exceed effect to pop all monsters on the field except for itself. Then if you have something else, maybe you can summon a Deep Eyes or something and finish them off for the last 1,000. Next card we got here is Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation. This card's pretty confusing, so I'm going to read this one to you guys. Once per turn, if you have exactly 5 dark monsters in your graveyard, so it's kind of like Dark Armed Dragon in that part, you can also exceed summon Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation by using 1 level 5 or higher Dark Dragon monster you control as a material. So you're going to need to do a little bit of graveyard manipulation to get this out a little easier. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it, then banish 1 card from your graveyard. Also, this card cannot attack for the rest of the turn. So honestly, this card's probably not going to be too good, but it might be used in some 7-star Exceed decks just because you can detach and pop. That's not bad. Instead of using Ebon Magician for everything, you'll be able to use a Dark Armed Dragon now. Next one's Black Luster Soldier Super Soldier. You can ritual summon this card. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage equal to half of its attack. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, then you can special summon 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only special summon Black Luster Soldier once per turn. So even though this card's the poster child, I don't think this is what we're going to be pulling for, to be honest. We're going to be pulling for this card right here as well, Necros of the Bryonic. For those of you who played the TCG, you guys know all about Necros. But this card can be ritual summoned using any Necros ritual monster, or ritual spell, sorry. This one, you can discard this card, add 1 Necros monster from your deck to your hand, and the second effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field that were special summoned from the extra deck and shuffle them into the deck. So basically, like a Cyber Slash Harpy, but better. Rescue Hamster. This card I thought was horrible, but to be fair, it's not the best, but it can be used for its Pendulum effect in an Odd Eyes deck. If you guys watched my Odd Eyes deck, this card is actually pretty good. If you were watching my video on the Odd Eyes deck that I made, with Sky Iris, you pop Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon with Sky Iris, that gets you 1 in face up. You can search a second one from your deck, then on the end phase, pop your second one. So now you have 2 face up Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons. And unfortunately, Duel Links only lets you special summon 1 from your extra deck every turn, so you basically have 1 in there for no reason. But with this, you can banish this card from your Pendulum Zone, add 2 face-up Pendulum monster cards with the same name from your extra deck to your hand, and then get your 2 Odd Eyes back. And then, assuming you've got your Pendulum Scales set up, which hopefully you do, if not, you can also use one of those Odd Eyes that you brought back, pop it again with Sky Iris to search something else. But that's just a idea on a way that you can use Rescue Hamster. Sylvian Princess Sprout, not too crazy. Pendulum Paradox. basically is kind of like the Rescue Hamster, but worse. You add 2 face-up pendulum monsters with the same pendulum scale, but different names. So you can't do what I said with getting the 2 odd eyes. So I'm sure this is going to be useful, but not for the deck that I was thinking of. And then right here, the only card you guys are going to 100,000,000% need, 3 Book of Moons. For those guys that spent thousands and thousands of dollars to get 3 Book of Moons, now's our time, friends. The free-to-play players can finally be on equal terms with those whales and get 3 Book of Moons as well. So make sure you get your 3 Book of Moons, if nothing else. Time Wizard of tomorrow. Time Wizard, kill yourself. Use your flip a coin, call it wrong, lose the duel, basically, or flip a coin, call it right, win the duel. That's literally what that card's going to be. Tatsunoko is a good tuner, or not a tuner. Oh, it is a tuner. Lets you tune with a monster in your hand. Bujin, that's a reprint. We got a reprint there. We got Gishki. This one's just a 3200 beater, basically, that lets you draw a card. Relief of the Dark Being. This one is pretty insane, honestly. It lets you take control of one of your opponent's monsters by discarding 1 spell card from your hand. You can take control of 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field. So, basically a change of heart. And in Duel Links, that's pretty insane since you only have 4,000 life points, and this is already 2,500. So, if you steal something with 1,500, you basically just won the duel. It's pretty insane. I don't know why this card's here. Another Bujin card. You can banish this card in the Pendulum Zone and select Bujin Exceed monster you control. So, honestly, I don't know too much about Bujin, so I don't know how insane that card is. Perform Appel Odd Eyes Unicorn. This card is actually really good for Odd Eyes decks because it's an 8 scale. 8 scales are so needed in the game right now. And the other thing is, this is a generic 8 scale technically, so you could use this on plenty of things. It's also a beast, so you can use it with a Odd Eyes Fusion and fuse with this and go ahead and make the Beast Eyes or whatever it's called. So this card's actually pretty good. 100 Dragon. Once per turn, you can increase this card's level. You can target 1 face-up monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck. Okay, so the way that this card works right here is you can increase its level by the amount of cards that you have on the field, and whatever you use to synchro into this, or exceed, I guess. Is it exceed as well? You can target, what does it say exactly? This card's sent to the graveyard. Okay, so I think it has to be exceed, or fusion summon, I guess. But it says you can target 1 face-up monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck the first time the monster will be destroyed by battle or card effects. So it's kind of like a tuning gum, where it'll protect your monster from being destroyed. A tuning gum that's a higher level, basically, is how you could kind of look at this card. And this card's pretty interesting because it can also raise its level. Then we got Spirit Fall Wind. Add a flip monster to your hand. I don't think that's too crazy. And then this is probably the best SR in the group right here. The Strategic of Necroz. All this card right here basically is a 1-card ritual summon. So you use, normally you have to banish up to the levels. So if you wanted to summon Bryonic, you have to banish up to 6 stars. With this, you just banish 1. And it also lets you search a Warrior Necroz ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So this, if you're going to play Necroz, you need it at 3. I'm just letting you know that right now. Vola, 2 Gemini monsters, not crazy, not crazy. Necroz, another good one. This one increases your Necroz monster's attack, so you might want 1 or 2 of these. Princess of Tartorial, Necroz of Valorous. This one's already released, but if you don't have it, make sure you get 1, because I'm pretty sure that this was the ban card that was limited to 1. When the opponent declares an attack, you can banish 1 Necroz monster from the graveyard and discard this card and negate the battle phase. Negate the attack and end the battle phase. Another Necroz card that was reprinted. Another Necroz card that was reprinted. And then a few Performapal cards that are pretty decent. Performapal Ballad. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, when your Performapal monster battles an opponent's monster, you can make it lose 600 attack. So the thing with Performapals is they're all weak on their own, honestly. So it takes some pretty good deck building to try to think of how you can make them work. Because look, this is a what, 500 attack point monster, 500 attack, 500 attack, 500 attack. So on their own, they're all really weak. So you need to try to make a good deck with the pendulum effects. So they're all, I'd say they could possibly be good. We'll have to see in the future. But they're all rares, so you probably will get them regardless. A couple Gaia cards. And what else do we have here? I'm not going to worry too much about the spell cards. And then the normal cards. What I think is really cool with the normal cards is look what we got here. Ignite Veteran, Ignite Galleon, Ignite Makarov. We got the whole Ignite set basically right here. And for those of you who watched the Progression series, that's going to be very fun to use a deck Simo used. Go ahead and play Ignites just like Mr. Simo did in his Progression series. I'm excited for this. I love the fact that they're all normals, so for those of you who haven't tried a Pendulum deck out, go ahead and give Ignites out. Do we have the Ignite support in here? Hopefully we do. Or here, Ignite Burst. Perfect. Once per turn during your main phase, you can destroy up to 3 other Ignites you control and return a number of cards. So cool. We got some Ignite support, and they're low rarity, so if nothing else from this box, go ahead and play some Ignites, my friends. And that is pretty much it. I don't want to make too long of a video. If you guys want to read up more on these cards, go ahead and go to duellinksmeta.com and you can read more into any of the cards that I skipped over. But basically, if you want to know the big UR cards to go for and the big SR cards to go for, because I think that's the most important thing. Book of Moon, 100% you need 3 of. Pendulum Paradox, probably don't need any of these, honestly. Princess Sprout, I'm not sure on this one, to be honest. I don't think it's that good, but we'll see. Maybe just get 1 at least from one go through. Maybe 1 Rescue Hamster. I honestly don't think you'll ever need more than 1. Necros of the Brownic, you're going to need at least 2 of these, I think. I'm not 100% sure on how to build Necros, but I'm pretty sure this card's going to be at 2, if not 3. I have no idea if a Blackluster Soldier is going to be top tier, so hold off on this, worrying about this for now. Maybe just get 1 at least, but don't worry about this one too much. Dark Arm Dragon, you're not going to need this card, honestly. Maybe grab 1 of them at the most. Don't worry too much about trying to get 3 of those. Thunder End Dragon, while this card is insane, it has a high cost of 2 level 8 monsters, so you're not going to need 3 Thunder End Dragons, honestly. I'd say maybe 1 or 2. And maybe 1 Black Skull Dragon, but we'll have to wait on this one as well, see if people can make a good deck on this. And then for the SRs, literally just this card right here. You want 3 of these, 3 Strategists, and the rest don't matter too much, to be honest. But make sure you get 3 Strategists. And for everything else, the rares and normals, I'm sure you'll get 3 of while you're trying to get your 3 Book of Moons anyway. So there you have it, guys. Book of Moon is finally out. Free-to-play players rejoice. We can now be top tier like every other Harpy player that's playing free Book of Moons. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.